Okay then, so generally we'll just talk generally about the seals in question. As you can see here, we got some seals. We got the small quad-ring seals that fit on the drain valves and the internal valves for the main pistons. You got the balanced piston seals. You got your advanced seals on the small advanced screw at the top. You've got the main piston flat seals. You've got the large main piston seals, and then you've got the tapered seals that go on the drain valves and the control valve. So we generally talk about the seals and what the problem is with the seals. So generally speaking, the quad ring seals, O-ring seals are essential sealing components found inside the water softeners. They are responsible for creating watertight seals between various connections, fittings and components. Here's an explanation of what quad rings and O-rings do inside a softener and a common fault that can occur when the seal fails. So the quad rings seals, which have 4 sealing surfaces, obviously that's why they're called quad rings, or lobes. So they have 4 lobes. They're used in the water softener to provide effective sealing applications where higher sealing efficiency is required. So you've got a double effect on every side. So it's better than having one. If you just got an O-ring, you've only got 1 seal. If you've got a quad ring, you've got 2 seals all the way around. So if you want good efficiency, then it's better than a standard O-ring. They're often used in the control valve assembly and other critical areas of the system. Quad rings help ensure tight and reliable seals, preventing water leaking past them and maintaining proper water flow during different cycles and operations. So the fact is, even though they look like they're sealing inside the softener, when you take your softener apart and you look at the surfaces, it looks okay. Often it mostly does, but under pressure, a little bit of pressure, and then they go by. So that's why you need proper ones. So the common fault is wear and deterioration over time, leading to decreased sealing effectiveness, improper installation or misalignment, same thing, damage or distortion due to excessive force, incorrect size. So you've got all these things. O-rings around describes what the O-rings are. They create a seal between all the surfaces, same as a quad ring, but not quite as much, stopping power, if you like. So again, wear, common faults of the O-rings, wear and degradation, not enough lubrication. You can sometimes get that. You need to use a little bit of silicone. Incorrect sizing, little cuts, nicks or tears, so you can get that as well. So that's what happens when they deteriorate, and and you can't look at the seals, and there's a lot of them. There's quite a lot of them, so you can't look at them, and you can't test to see which one is the problem one. So this is the emphasis on this. It's you need to replace all the seals. Don't try and replace just a few seals. It's just not worth it. You'll end up taking the softener apart, and every time you undo the screws that hold the whole lot together, especially the main ones that hold all the levels together, every time you undo it, it weakens the thread, because it's a thread that goes into the plastic housing. So you undo it, you put it back, you undo it, put it back, and it weakens it, and you can then end up with problems. So that's the way to do that on this one. So be sensible about it, and you'll be fine.